You know, the security threats increase in Turkey and in our neighborhood recently. And there have been terrorist attacks in Turkey, and Daesh killed 32 civilians, our citizens, on 20th of this month. And they killed also a soldier. Therefore, we had to hit the Daesh targets in Syria. We had to reciprocate this.
During this weekend, from members of the AK party to the legalization of the pro-Kurdish HDP party, my question is, do you agree with those calls, and is this part of a possible strategy for the AK party in order to win back the majority in the parliament with a snap election without the HDP present? Thank you.
Well, HDP has been represented in the parliament. And this time they passed the threshold, and they got 13% of the votes. And this is democracy, and we respect that, and we expect from HDP to act as a political party. And they cut their links with PKK terrorist organizations. Unfortunately, HDP has not condemned any terrorist acts of PKK yet. They rather try to give support through different ways. And the leader of the co-leader of the party even called on the people to be armed. This is unacceptable. No democratic country can tolerate this. Public order is important. We invested a lot to the reconciliation and the solution process, sincerely. Unfortunately, it has never been, our efforts have never been reciprocated by neither PKK nor this political party. And the presence of the HDP in the parliament, I mean, after the elections, increased the self-confidence of PKK, and they increased their terrorist act.
I would like to know if Turkey is taking advantage of this war against Daesh to get rid of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, who, let's not forget, is being the most efficient force in fighting against Daesh.
Well, this is a very wrong evaluation, I have to say, from the beginning. And we try to solve the PKK problem, terror problem, through the reconciliation process that I was trying to explain. If it was the aim, I mean, if hitting the PKK or continuing our fight or our operation against the PKK was our choice, we wouldn't initiate this process. And once again, I have to emphasize that sincerely, we spent a lot of efforts, but it has never been reciprocated by PKK. And we started our fight with Daesh. Daesh is our enemy. First and foremost, they are posing direct threat to Turkey through their presence at the other side of the border, through the foreign terrorist fighters, because Turkey is one of the transit country for them, and even though we stopped almost 20,000 of them through the no-entry list, 16,000 of them are in the no-entry list, and we caught and captured and deported 1,600 foreign terrorist fighters to the source countries, including many European countries like Germany, France, and the others, UK. And we stopped 1,300 foreign terrorist fighters at our borders.
The forces, Turkish attack these forces if they work and against the terrorism too, if the PKK too.
Well, PKK is based in northern Iraq. They are based in certain areas of northern Iraq, including Kandil. And they conduct the terrorist activities from there. And they hijack people, even young girls and the boys, and they take them there. So northern Iraq is the base of the PKK terrorist organizations. And we use our rights of the international law to hit the targets. And it is not the first time actually we hit the PKK terrorist organizations or their bases in northern Iraq. In the past, we did several times, many times. Whenever they had the terrorist attacks in Turkey, we hit those targets. So we have been respecting the international law and United Nations related charters, as well as our constitution and our laws and the human rights while fighting the terrorist organizations. And we have been very careful that civilians are not affected of these operations.